Ryan Murphy. Hey, first off, dude, the track For the Glory is touching a chord for some strange reason right now. And it's not really new by any stretch. How in the heck did you get such great placement and stuff like NHL and the Sony PlayStation early on, man? What a
Uh,
great story.
yeah, man. Thank you. We were lucky enough to work with a really cool company called Extreme Music, who they're a great licensing company. Basically, we just supply them with a ton of cool music, and they do all the hard work where they go out and place it and get it synced and put it in, film, TV, commercials, video game, wherever it might end up. So we were just supplying music and, didn't know where it would end up until fans would write us on YouTube or Instagram and be like, hey, it still happens every day. People are like, oh, I heard your song in Germany on like The Voice, like, or whatever it is. So we're lucky enough where it's been used enough in different sports and all sorts of, people reach out all the time. We don't even know where it ends up, to be totally honest.
Right. Wow, how cool is that, man? Look, you guys have been doing this for quite a while, going back to 2013. Tell me how the whole collaboration with Hollywood Undead came together.
Yeah, man. So like you said, For the Glory is not our newest song. It's been out for a little while, and it kind of grew legs on its own and took off. So we were trying to find like the perfect collab for the bridge, someone to kind of rewrite it and bring their own energy to it. And through our label Better Noise, put us in touch with Hollywood Undead and had a phone call with them. They were super vibed on it, and they brought this awesome energy that it's epic, man. I mean, we needed someone with a crossover and some similar, listeners out there that could bring their own energy to it. I mean, it's weird because For the Glory is like the easiest song we wrote on that album. It came together in like 20 minutes. It was one of those where I wrote the bridge in 5 seconds and it was like, wow, that was awesome. And it just kind of took off, and it's still getting all the attention, and they wanted to jump on it. We were more than happy to have another awesome artist to, try to take it to the next level and make it a new song again, really revamp
It's interesting. I was talking to a guy from the UK kind of metalcore band Architects yesterday, talking
Nice.
about their new song Animals that's been out for a little bit, and they have had great success with that. And he goes, yeah, it was one of the easiest songs to put together. It just kind of came to us. Isn't that crazy how sometimes your biggest song is the one that it almost writes itself, right?
It's the easiest one half the time. It's really weird, man. It's like it comes from the sky. You're just like beaming down into you. It's really interesting how that works. But I think you're onto something when you don't struggle over a song for 2 years.
Being a musician and working with a bunch of songwriters myself, I've always told my fellow musicians and songwriters, follow the song where the song wants to go. Listen to where the song wants to go. Don't challenge where that is, and you might be able to write something that that will be catchy and earwormy enough that people can sing along to it and sing back to it, and it'll be their favorite song.
Absolutely. And it's funny. It's almost like when you struggle harder with a song, you want to try harder to finish that. Like the longer it takes you, almost the better it feels when it's finally done.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily the best song when in the end. It's like you've been wrestling with it for months. It's weird. It's like the easier the song, the better it'll do a little bit better. It's funny how it works.
No doubt. Due to kind of the nature of the band's origin, originally just kind of making music for commercial and film and to get syncs and placement, and now with the signing to Better Noise, what are the plans for a full album and an eventual tour? Do you think you could get along with the other 4 members of the band in a sweaty van across the country?
Yeah, we've all done a lot of touring, just in different bands. All Good Things hasn't done a lot of touring, but we've spent the last few years alone in the studio together. I think if we can handle all the writing sessions we've done over the last few years, I'm pretty sure we can handle ourselves on the road together. But man, we can't wait to get out. Our album's been done for a while now. We really wanted to drop it before coronavirus. We had a bunch of tour dates booked that we had to cancel, obviously. The album's done. We're really hoping it'll come later this year. We've got a ton of tour dates in the works right now. We just announced the only one we were able to announce is Aftershock Festival in Sacramento, which can't wait for that. A few more things in the works, penciling in a lot of cool tour dates and festival stuff for the fall. So fingers crossed it all goes well.
Now, what night are you guys playing Aftershock?
We're doing Sunday night with Metallica, so I'm super pumped to just sit by the stage hopefully and watch those guys.
There's been a lot of flack of people saying, it's weird that the Misfits, the original Misfits, took the headlining spot when My Chemical Romance dropped out, and people
Yeah.
questioning, the Misfits. They're not necessarily a band that's ever had songs on the radio, but they did just sell out Madison Square Garden. Are you guys going to try and jump in a little early and catch a Misfits show and maybe spend the
Yeah.
whole weekend there, or do you
That's
know
what
yet?
it's funny. We were just talking about this earlier. I had a call with the guys, and like we're all super excited about that lineup. It's just we're probably coming off the tail end of a tour, and we're not really sure what state we'll be ending in and where exactly we'll be. So ideally, I'd like to get up there a couple of days early and check out all the bands. But I mean, the Misfits is a great headliner, man. I mean, I did see there's a little bit of drama back and forth with that, with My Chem dropping off, but still, I mean, they're an insane band. So. I mean, plus that festival is so cool because it's just such a mix of modern rock and metal and punk, and it's just all over the place. So I mean, I thought it was a perfect headliner, honestly. But
right on.
Yeah.
So Dan, what's the name of the new album? Do you guys have a name for the album?
We do have a name, but I just can't tell you yet, unfortunately.
Yeah. Come on, this is going to be a
And
big scoop today.
yeah, we've got artwork for it. We've got a track listing pretty much finalized. I'm trying to squeeze a couple more songs on there. We've got more songs than we can fit on an album, so
Yeah.
I'm always pushing for more. But yeah, it's pretty much finalized. We've got to figure out a few more things before I can start announcing stuff. So
right on. Dan, a couple more questions for you. What musical activities do the other members of the band have aside from All Good Things? Are they involved in any other projects that the just casual listener might be familiar with?
yeah, I mean, our drummer plays with Kyle Gass, part of Tenacious D. So he's in the Kyle Gass band. That's how I've kind of met Kyle and that whole crew. So very awesome people. We've all toured, and like my drummer and my bassist, we've all been in bands for, the last decade. So we've all kind of been used to playing with each other. I mean, we all still write for different artists, and we write for licensing still and stuff like that. So we're still pretty active outside the band, I would say, but it's All Good Things has been the main focus for the last few years. Ever since all the plays and everything, and people started reaching out, it's definitely taken priority. And we're
really I noticed a guitar behind you. Is that a Jack Daniels guitar?
Yeah, man, it is actually. It's funny you said that because I ended up winning that guitar at an Extreme Music Christmas party, and it was it was our drummer and I. They were like, "Hey, the craziest photo that anyone posts and tags the company and wins this guitar," and me and him went in. Yeah, way too drunk, like upside down with a bunch of elves hanging off this giant like Christmas thing with Santa Claus. I'm like in Santa Claus's lap, and like eventually they were tweeting, and I was like, dude, enough, quit submitting photos. You already won. Just take the guitar, just go.
Yeah. One of the guys I jam with is a phenomenal blues player. His name is Buddy Emmer, and his drink of choice is Jack Daniels. He's actually got a barrel of a full on like 55-gallon barrel in his home studio, and he's looking for band names. He's like, I'm just going to go as Buddy Emmer. And I said, no, the band name should be, get ready for this. You might want to change. Jack and the Daniels.
Oh, damn. That's pretty good.
Hey, Dan, who's your career mentor, man?
Ooh, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Like, who do I aspire to be almost? I don't know. Like, I grew up on classic rock, man. Like I was raised listening to like AC/DC and Aerosmith and stuff like that. I think like the iconic frontman to me has always been Steven Tyler,
Yeah.
Just grew up. I mean, the dude, one of the first shows I ever saw was them in Denver, Fiddler's Green, and Steven's like doing backflips and crazy, like, the guy's insane and his voice is still holding up, and he's just, to me, always had such an iconic, epic voice. Like, I don't know if you can model a career after anyone. I don't know. Like the guy's still gorgeous at 70 years old. So I don't know how you can aspire to be that dude, but I mean, how can you have a more epic career than those guys?
That's a hell of a pick, man. That's a hell of a pick, Steven Tyler. All good things, Dan Murphy. I really appreciate it. Congratulations on For the Glory. I think you guys are at just the beginning of a nice long run here, and can't wait to see you at Aftershock. That'll be a blast, man. We'll hang out and
thank you so much for playing For the Glory, man. I really appreciate you spinning it. It's awesome.
Absolutely. Happy to do so. We'll talk soon down the road, man.
Killer. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate you, man.
All right, Dan. Take it easy.